Hey, everybody. Before we get going with the episode, I just wanted to talk about the statement that Aziz put out about what happened during the filming of True Lies. We recorded this episode before the statement was released. That's why we don't discuss it. I hope you can still enjoy the episode. Thanks.
Hello and welcome to Action. My name is James, and each week we watch a movie to decide where it ranks in our ultimate list of the greatest action movies of all time. This week we watched True Lies, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Tom Arnold. A fearless, globe-trotting terrorist battling secret agent has his life turned upside down when he discovers his wife might be having an affair with a used car salesman, while terrorists smuggle nuclear warheads into the United States.
How'd it go at the convention, honey?
You were the big hit of the show. It's fantastic. I love the computer business.
For 15 years, Harry Tasker's been leading a double life.
Mr. President, one of our best men is inside.
Transmitting now.
Right on time.
I don't believe I've met you before.
Rehnquist. Harry Rehnquist.
Listen to the following code word. Helen. Helen.
Now, they're about to collide.
What's your exit strategy?
I'm gonna walk right out of the front gate.
May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
Yeah, that worked good. Right out the old front gate.
Can you lean back a second?
Is it a water heater?
From James Cameron, director of Aliens and T2, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a Soviet Merv 6 from an SS-22N launch vehicle.
I married Rambo.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
True Lies.
What can I say? I'm a spy.
I want to start by welcoming back
Dustin.
And John?
So, what'd you guys get up to?
I watched a bunch of movies this week. I watched The Void today. I was homesick, so
Oh, okay, cool.
watch that. It's pretty good. Pretty good horror movie.
What is that horror movie?
It's takes place in like a small county in the States, I think. And this guy kind of crawls out of the woods, and this cop takes him to a hospital, and then this occult shit starts popping off. It's pretty great. It's a kind of an 80s throwback. I think Dustin described it as what? Like Lovecraft meets
Barker.
Carpenter meets, yeah, I don't know, seems very, very nostalgic for a lot of great practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, they managed to do a lot with what I assume is not a very large budget, but they get everything they want to do in it, I think, pretty well. But the end kind of bugged me, but we can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah, the end was a little, yeah.
A little iffy.
Yeah.
Still worth
Still
worth
good
watching.
movie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If you're a fan of horror movies, especially if you're a fan of 80s gross practical effects style,
Yeah.
it's great. You? What did you watch, Dustin?
This week I watched a lot of Japanese wrestling because there's a.
That sounds like it'd be fun.
Isn't
It
Chris
is really
Jericho
fun.
a Japanese wrestler now?
Yeah, well, I watched NJPW, the big Japanese promotion. They have what they call Wrestle Kingdom. It was Wrestle Kingdom 12. Happened end of last week. And it's their WrestleMania basically. And yeah, Chris Jericho did wrestle in this one.
Is he not with WWF anymore?
WWE. He comes and goes as he wants to, kind of thing. Like he just does brief contracts and then he leaves for a while again and comes
to
back.
Canada, makes a really shitty CBC show.
I've never heard his show. I've heard his
What was
terrible
his
rock
show?
band.
He has a TV show. I think it's on like the CBC comedy internet
Oh, okay.
It's fucking terrible.
Oh, is it that? Oh, is it when he like auditions for stuff or
Chris
whatever?
Jericho does.
Yeah. I've seen like a clip from it.
Does things?
Yeah, he's just
more or less.
I think
he's funny.
He's probably a funny guy in real life. He's probably like a nice guy. He's not
entertaining to watch in that setting.
Well, no, he's just that's for people who are
funny,
genuinely talented actors. And
I've never seen him do any acting, but I mean, other than unless you count wrestling, but
it's about how you'd expect.
That's real.
Yeah, I've seen him. He hosted a game show for a while. I remember.
No, that I can see that because he's like a gory.
He's pretty charismatic.
Yeah, he's like a good personality, really.
Yeah.
He's
like more so than most wrestlers. You think?
Leave the acting to The Rock.
Yeah.
What about Dave Bautista?
Dave Bautista's a better actor.
Yeah. Well, maybe Jericho just hasn't had the right opportunities. Anyway, Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Was fucking awesome. Almost every match is just like mind blowing. Like doing moves. Like every match had moves in it that I've never seen done before and stuff. So it was really entertaining. Although it was like 5 hours long. So. Nice. But it was fun for sure. Other than that, I watched Your Name, anime movie that came out this year. Have you heard of that, John? Or this past year?
Your Name, yeah. Probably. I mean, I need to see a picture. Maybe I'm not a big anime guy.
It's kind of like a romance actually, and it's like this weird like body switching plot. Like there's this young guy and young girl who switch bodies every few days. When they go to sleep, they wake up and they're the other person.
What's it called?
Your Name. Not to be confused with Call Me by Your Name.
Interesting. They switch bodies.
Yeah.
And they know that this is happening, or they...
Well, at first they both kind of think it's like a dream thing that's happening to them, but then they start realizing they're switching, and then they start leaving each other notes in each other's cell phones to like, don't do this, don't waste my money when you're me, like, or like tell them stuff that happened so that when they come back to being themselves, they will know where to pick up with certain things.
Oh, are they... Like is it like in the same town or in a different country?
The boy is in Tokyo, and the girl is in like a country town somewhere in Japan. And I shouldn't say more than that because there's actually a lot more to it, but it will kind of ruin it if I say more than that. But
sounds like a cool.
It was very sweet, concept. Very like heartwarming, and also animation was like gorgeous in it.
That's cool. Sounds like a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
So, should we talk about the movie, or
yeah, sure.
James? You didn't watch anything?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The only thing I watched was I finished Chappelle.
Another stand-up.
Yeah. So I finished that, which was good. I mean, Chappelle's awesome. So, I mean, there's not really much to talk about when you watch stand-up. So, other than you need to watch it.
It was so funny. Let me try to tell it.
And then, yeah, no, it doesn't.
I think first. No.
Yeah. So why don't we just get right into the movie and let's talk about plot.
Plot. There's a lot of plot going on in this.
Yeah. So
movie.
I'd never seen this movie before. I thought I'd seen the like in totality, like throughout seeing chunks of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize a bunch of stuff. Obviously, like I didn't realize that the main storyline is actually nothing really to do with terrorism. This is what I thought the story was going to be. I thought it was going to be he lies to her, the bad guys kidnap her, and he has to save her. Mm-hmm. Instead, this is like a fucking, I don't know, marriage therapy, like fucking twisted marriage therapy.
Yeah,
it's a weird movie.
It is kind of weird.
It's kind of a weird concept.
It's like pretty fucked up. It's pretty gross.
It's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, if it was something that was happening in real life, it would be.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fine.
It would not be acceptable. No. the things that they do.
So anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a
spy.
A spy.
Yeah.
Top of his game. His wife thinks he's a computer salesman. His wife is she works as a law clerk.
Legal clerk or something.
Yeah.
Who's bored housewife. Who's kind of flirting with the idea of having an affair with Bill Paxton, who's the best.
Who's awesome.
He's so good in this.
And then Arnold finds out and fucks with his wife's head.
Misallocates funds in a huge and personnel in a huge way in order to.
But he also like sexually, like he makes her strip.
Well, okay, it is. Yes, it's weird, but I think in the movie the thing you're supposed to think is that he is trying to give her this like exciting, sexy experience that she wanted to have, which is what she tells him when he interrogates her behind that mirror. That's what she was looking for. So then he tries to give it to her, and yes, it is fucking weird. But
it's not weird. It's really inappropriate.
Yes, in real life it would be inappropriate. In this movie, I think it's not really all that weird because it's a total cartoon.
Well, yeah, because like Tom Arnold is just hilarious when he finds out.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Yeah, when my second wife left me, she took the ice cube tray.
Yeah, what kind of a sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?
Which apparently is a reference to real life when he got a divorce.
Roseanne, apparently took the ice cube trays.
Yeah. But
Tom Arnold has definitely got a lot of great little bits in this movie.
So he's supposed to be his handler, I guess.
Well, I don't know if he's his handler,
like some kind of like
teammate. Like they're in a little. They have their. It seems like they have their own little team
like
within this, whatever this made up organization is, Omega Factor or something.
Yeah, it's Omega Sector.
Omega Sector. So they seem to be their own little team. Then they don't really have much to do with the other agents and stuff that are working there. Like they're like, this is their little mission that they're working on, and now go do it. You got Charlton Heston as their Nick Fury boss.
Nick Fury guy. Yeah.
But there's not much, like he only appears like what, twice?
Yeah, twice.
And I see there was a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, I'm just going through facts. I don't know. The plot left me feeling a little icky. Like, I get it. It's fair to say that it's okay in this context of this movie, but like, there's a lot of inappropriate stuff that you can't just be like, oh, it's fine because it's fake.
It's hilarious.
Maybe it's just because I've seen it before, but I don't know. None of that stuff really bothers me. I mean, I don't know. It is weird to think about, like, oh, if this was like real people and their marriage and doing these things.
But I don't even like get it. Like, I don't even think of that at all. I'm just like, this movie is great.
Yeah,
I just don't think about the whole reality.
I just think he's a total creep.
Yeah, but he kicks some ass. Like that washroom scene.
Yeah, no, there's great. He's really good at being a spy, but he's like a sexual deviant who like kidnaps his wife.
A sexual deviant.
Who kidnaps his wife.
Yeah, no, that's all messed up.
Yeah,
gets her to strip.
Yeah,
thinks that she's.
Yeah, and then there's that whole like when the terrorists take them, and he's like, "Oh, leave the hooker alone," and then she's saying, "Oh no, like, what are you saying? Take me, I'm the one," because she thinks
that's
she's
funny, but
she thinks she's the spy.
I get that. Like that's funny because it's like they're both. It's they both don't have a piece of information, so it makes it funny. Or she doesn't have a piece of information, so it makes it humorous. I'm just saying. I think I don't know. I think the treatment of women in the movie is kind of bad.
Yeah, it came out in '94, and it's a James Cameron action blockbuster, so that's not too surprising to me. But
there's a
in
lot
some ways, I get what you're saying. But on the other hand, this isn't a movie where it's just about Arnold Schwarzenegger's story. She gets her own whole plot. Like a lot of wives are just like these thankless roles in these movies where she's at home and blah blah blah, and then he's hardly ever there. She gets her own whole storyline in this that's just as like much a part of the movie as his.
Yeah. And
then they kind of come together. And then you also have Tia Carrere doing great like ridiculous villain stuff in it. So I don't know. I see what you're saying. Like it's definitely got weird shit in it, but I don't know. We're doing the whole context thing again. To me, that stuff, it works for this movie.
I mean, by the end of the movie, they're somewhat equals because they're both agents.
They're both agents by the end of it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it all comes around in the end.
The movie. It's not like the movie validates all the horrible things they do to her, but in the end.
Okay, so this movie doesn't treat women.
They're both lying to each other, right? Because she's bored because he's never home. He's always doing his computer sales or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's so excited about computer sales.
That's why I love the computer business. And then she starts kind of like, flirting with this idea of having an affair, right?
Yeah.
So she's lying too about, and he's like asking her those questions at the dinner table, like, "Oh, I came to your office to have lunch." Where
none of that bothers me. That's just a dysfunctional relationship.
So
it's all the stuff in the middle. It's all the stuff that's supposed to make
where
him
he like kidnaps her.
Where he kidnaps her, and like he that's all that stuff. Just like, I think that I found it so kind of gross and inappropriate, a lot of the stuff, that it like actually took me out of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if
I think you're just thinking about it too much.
Yeah. If it was real, it would bother me too.
I wasn't
This
sitting...
isn't a documentary.
This is a silly plot thing where it's a plot device to like have these situations, and then the stuff that you get to have because of this plot, like her like yelling at them behind the mirror and expressing like what she is looking for, like what she wants and why she's so,
And I actually,
bored.
I'll give a bunch of that. I think it's the scene in the hotel room that really just like threw me.
You'd be really disturbed to hear that she was supposed to go naked for that scene originally.
So like it's like that's the scene that I was like, okay, it's just like too much. And
I get that.
I'm not sitting there being like, hold on a second,
you're playing spy.
But I'm not sitting there being like, how can I take this movie down? Because I was really enjoying it. It's just that to me, at that point, I was like, oh, all right. He's like crossed over to be, to me, somewhat like of an unlikable character. And then I didn't find it believable. Not that it's supposed to be believable, but it's just like, it's such an outlandishly horrible thing to do to somebody that I was like, well, she would never forgive a guy. Like, that doesn't happen.
But in the context of the movie, he's not trying to be creepy. He's trying to do this like, oh, won't it be romantic and sexy if she has this fun spy experience thing, and then when she opens her eyes, it's her husband that's here, not some weirdo creep that's making her.
And I get it. It's just that all of his best efforts, it's still bad, and that just took me out of it. That's not really what this movie's about. You guys are just. I don't think you're hung up on justifying this one thing. I just thought, as far as the plot goes, I thought they could have just done some more interesting things.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they had 2.5 hours, so
yeah, it's way
here
too
we are
long.
again with our Facebook length. Although for me, I felt it way less watching this than I did with Face Off.
It was so long.
I didn't feel like that.
I didn't feel as bad as when watching Face Off, but it was still pretty long.
It is long, yeah.
But there's all these things.
You have two stories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That are told in it.
They're like two separate movies.
You don't really. I'll say this though: you don't really have two stories. You don't.
You get the start of one.
You get the start of one story.
And you come back to it after you deal with all the other stuff.
You get the start of one story, and then you get how Arnold's character is reacting to his wife. Yeah. It's all about him at that point. So it's not like two stories. It's one story.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have these bookended parts about the terrorism stuff, and in the middle is the big chunk of him dealing with his relationship, all so that they can come back to how this is going to factor into his life moving forward, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some funny stuff too, though. Like his family life is clearly shit right off the bat, and then like he sees the daughter steal the money from the jacket, and then when they're going to the office, Tom Arnold is like, oh yeah, no, you think she's still a virgin and all this stuff, and he's like he's probably stealing the money to pay for an abortion.
That's I think nothing, sorry, I was thinking about something else, but his life isn't shit. He's a decent life. His
family life is shit.
It's not really. It's just
his relationship with his family.
His wife. He's distant from his wife because he's not being honest with her, and he's got a teenage daughter.
Yeah, but how honest is he supposed to be with her? He's a secret agent. What's he supposed to do?
Probably not get married.
Yeah, probably not. Get married.
Okay, not get married.
I just don't think his life is that bad. His life seems just like...
his daughter seems totally not connected to anything in the house.
She's a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Seems like he has...
The wife is obviously like completely in a place where she's just like... I think he has an average middle-aged life. I think like this movie could have just been...
about any guy with a boring job who was distant from his wife because they're uninterested, and then falling back in love.
But that's shitty.
I think it's...
What?
How'd you guys feel about the terrorists?
I guess the terrorist is supposed to be some, like, at least supposed to be somewhat comic relief.
So there is some of that in there, for sure. Like the guy when the camera battery is dying when he's filming the
funny.
speech.
Yeah.
I think I got one in the truck.
I think there's one in the van.
Yeah, but I guess this was even at 94 when none of us blinked an eye at them doing this kind of thing in a movie. Even then, I think there was like an Arab like human rights group that were protesting this movie. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, getting people to protest at theater showings of it and stuff.
Huh. Well, James Cameron said he didn't want to do a second one because he said that terrorism's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
It was after 9/11.
After 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, it was only funny during the Gulf War.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he also said though that they were almost going to be Irish terrorists in this movie, and he switched it because that Tommy Lee Jones Irish terrorist movie came out that year, Blown Away, I think.
Oh.
Jeff Bridges too, and so he's like, oh, we can't have Irish guys, so they just switched it to Middle Eastern guys.
I just think that the plot would have been a lot better if it had been more about that. It would have been funner.
About the terrorists?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You think that would have been funner?
I think what should have happened...
I think all the other stuff is the fun stuff.
I think this is how it should have gone. I think it should have gone... he finds out his wife is going to have an affair. He does that first part where, like, he's going to... he's going to kidnap them or something like that.
Yeah.
And then at that point, something goes wrong because, like, the terrorists are, like, following them or something like that. And then the terrorists end up taking her, and he has to go save her. Or she thinks that she's a secret agent. There you go. She thinks that she's a secret agent at that point. She's like, why is my husband here? Her husband gets taken by the terrorists, and she has to go save him.
But how's she going to save him? She's not a secret agent, and she has no, like, abilities.
You just spent like 10 minutes talking about how the reality of the movie, it's okay for what he did because it's just in the movie.
Yes, but in the reality of the movie,
just,
she's not a secret agent.
But why can't she just do it? There's lots of movies where like a regular person does like crazy stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, but it's a guy.
It should have just been. It should have. I'm not saying it has to be like a. I'm not.
I think the stuff is fun.
It could have been him saving her, regardless. I think they just could have cut all that stuff where he was interrogating her and all that kind of stuff. They could have cut all that out. First of all, it was just like made the movie way too long. I find it boring.
Oh, really? I think all that stuff's the funnest part of the movie.
Yeah, but that's like the last like half an hour of the movie they could have cut out. Like all the stuff with the jet, do they really need?
Yeah,
all that stuff.
They didn't need that.
Like it's cool and all, but like
they didn't need a second ending.
No,
they had an ending, and then all of a sudden he has to go.
Oh, you mean like the bridge is where you think it should end?
Yeah, they should have cut the middle part out.
But he's not involved enough in that for that to be the ending because he's just in the helicopter being like shoot those trucks.
Well, they could have changed that, but the second ending didn't need to happen.
Well, you got to kill the guy, the bad guy.
They could have just killed him on the bridge.
I guess he wasn't there though. He had already gone ahead.
I wonder how they could have written that into the script.
But he wasn't there, John.
I don't know. Like, okay,
but in the reality of the movie, John, he wouldn't have been on the bridge because he was afraid of water.
I'm not sure they need the jet. I'm not sure they need the whole jet ending, like you're saying. I still feel like that doesn't feel like the ending. I mean, you'd have to do something bigger to like.
They don't have the bridge.
Make that into a big.
I don't know. It's pretty fucked up at the ending.
The bridge part is so sweet though. The jets flying and blowing up the bridge.
A nuclear bomb goes off. Yeah. What the fuck?
Okay, so how about this?
It's like, oh yeah, whatever. Just shield your eyes.
You could have just cut the middle part out. You could have moved the bridge up and then had the ending.
Cut the middle part out? What do you mean? All the stuff with the wife?
Well, yeah, all the stuff John doesn't like.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I like a lot of
kidnapping.
I like the kidnapping part. I think it's funny. The Bill Paxton scenes are great, and the idea of him kidnapping his wife and all that kind of stuff. I'm all for all that.
Just the strip scene.
Not the strip scene, but also the interrogation stuff.
Do so long. Do it very slowly.
I think they just could have cut that out. Would have trimmed the time down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the time doesn't bother me in this one, but
it never bothers.
But
me.
I get it almost never does. I guess I get why it would be long for people to me, I enjoy all the parts of it. Really, even the silly parts where he's like chasing the guy on the horse and stuff. That's the part I could have done without, probably, is the horse chase.
What do you mean? That's entertaining.
It is entertaining.
He goes to the elevator and then he goes up to the, and then he's going to jump over. And then he's going to jump over to the other building.
Why is that?
And then the horse stops.
Why is that idiot still riding his motorcycle?
Because he's awesome. I don't know.
By the way,
it's amazing.
The movie could have been over at that scene too. Because all he had to do was just wait for the door to open, which he was going to open, and shoot him in the fucking head.
Mm-hmm. But he's intimidated by that horse. I don't know. They call him the sand spider.
I like that line.
Because it sounds scary.
Anyway, plot. Good and bad.
Yay.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Okay, pacing then.
It was too long.
Too long. Next.
Too long.
I think it's paced damn well for a 2 hour.
I think it.
And it has all kinds of comedic beats.
Oh, it totally does.
Beats. It doesn't go too long between each going back and forth.
I agree. It's still a little too long.
I think if you cut the garbage out, you could have had a much better movie. It would have been like 2 hours long.
I think if you cut the second ending to the movie,
the jet stuff,
then I think it would have been fine.
But then you can't launch that guy on that missile.
You could have done it on the bridge.
Is like so...
You don't have Arnold flying a fucking Harrier jet with no helmet on, like some biker who is too cool to wear a helmet. And then he shoots out that whole floor. I mean, I don't know. That stuff's pretty fun, even though it's way, way over the top, ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely way over the top.
It is for sure.
It's just taking it to a completely different level that it did not need to go. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's James Cameron. He always, I don't know. It's pretty amped up stuff. It's pretty ridiculous through the whole thing, but the jet scene is definitely on a whole other level.
Well, they
of
could have
absurdity.
saved themselves a lot of money because they had to get the military in there for those jets. I forget how much it cost.
$2,410 per hour.
Yeah.
Per jet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
$100,000
they spent on the jets.
I imagine it would cost a hell of a lot more if you tried to do that scene now, but
probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's too long. I don't know. It's always too long for me, but
yeah. This is like 20 minutes. Oh God.
Got places to go. People to see.
I only think it was too long because I noticed how long it was.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the same I felt about Face Off, and they're about the same length, I think.
Face Off,
but for some reason I don't.
Face Off feels way longer.
Oh,
yeah, I agree.
Get out of here. Nope.
Plus, there's no face swiping in this movie.
Yeah, so, right there, bang,
right there, better.
You know, if Nicolas Cage had been kidnapping his wife, I would have understood more.
You know what's crazy? You have all this problem with this movie with women, but yet in Face Off, that movie doesn't treat women any better. It treats women worse almost.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Joan Allen doesn't really get her own plot.
She gets like no plot.
She's just like, oh.
I don't think that camera time necessarily means that you're treating women better. I just don't. There's a lot of like calling women bitches. You're trying to make it up to sound like I have like some. It just feels very negative towards women. This movie.
Okay.
And you don't see it, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is what I feel like watching it one time. I just don't think it's necessarily. You guys are coming across like it's like such an outlandish thing for me to think.
No, I don't think that. I just I think you're getting a little too serious about like how you're taking it, the movie. But
those scenes I had problems with, not just because of that. I also it just seems it was so stupid. I thought it was so dumb.
Like just pointless to have those scenes even in there. It was
pointless to even have them in there. The interrogation scene was stupid, and the flashbacks were dumb. I just didn't like them.
What flashbacks?
Yeah, what flashbacks?
Are they flashbacks when she's like? Is there flashbacks or something like that when like she's talking?
When she meets Bill Paxton's character?
Yeah. I like all the Bill Paxton stuff. I think that was great. I think that like that was a great storyline, and him like following his wife and like for trying to figure out what's going on, and him going through this like crisis of like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I think all that stuff was good. And then the fact that like his wife getting kidnapped all makes sense. Like that's a straight up understand. I understand that movie. I just didn't understand all the stuff in the middle because I was just like, well, just even in movie logic, it just didn't feel like it made sense to me. So if to me the movie,
like it's just kind of drifting off a little.
Yeah,
too much.
It seems like he's like James Cameron's more working on his own personal things.
Oh, right.
Than he's trying to make an entertaining movie.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
It's just I didn't find them necessary or fun.
Yeah.
When Face Off, no, of course they're. If I rated every movie based on how it treated women that we're watching, we don't have very many movies that
instead
we can
of
watch.
just this one.
Okay.
Boom.
It's not.
So how about that action?
Yeah, I think most of it's pretty good. Like the shootout in the Keys when they escape. They're escaping from that warehouse where they have the nuke.
Yeah, it's like the big explosions everywhere.
Yeah, he's using like the flame, like the gas thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all that stuff. And you have like the silly, she accidentally shoots all those guys and she gives them like that thumbs up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That part's pretty fun.
I almost think like the other scenes where, you know, it's like the bathroom scene or the chase scene, like those scenes are
The bathroom
more,
is good, yeah.
Those scenes are more entertaining almost, because on the island it's just like random killing, just, you know, blowing shit up, right? Where that it's like he goes to the washroom and then he's fighting
like
two
focused,
guys, and then of course there's a guy in the washroom, and you know, all those kinds of things. So, you know, I found that a little more entertaining.
Yeah, the bathroom fighting scene is pretty fun for sure.
The bathroom fighting scene, I think, is my favorite action sequence.
What's interesting is when the main bad guy, I forget his name, but when he's shooting all the stalls and they show the camera from in the stall.
Oh yeah.
When he kicks them open, you can see all the tape marks from when they.
Oh really?
Yeah, for where they put all the.
I didn't notice that.
Explosives. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
How fast do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger can run? Because my guess is not very fast.
Probably not fast.
It's a big dude.
No.
I'm like watching him run, and it's like the opposite I feel when I watch like.
Well, he's like slow-mo running.
Yeah.
Because it's all in slow motion.
Well, it's the opposite of when I watch Tom Cruise run. That guy runs, I'm like, that guy's going really fast.
That's because he's crazy.
When I'm
That's why he can run fast.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Arnold run, I'm like, no, he's not catching anyone. Ever.
Plus, Tom Cruise is what, like 5'4"?
You could probably catch me. I'll give Arnold that. Yeah, I mean, he's a huge lumbering guy, right? So he's not going to be the fastest.
Yeah.
Did you bring this up when we talked about Commando? I think you talked about his speed or his size or something about how he would be slow in that when we were talking about it.
Well, I don't think that running would be his strong suit.
All right, so noted.
Well, I guess where did running come into play other than him having to run and jump in the water at that island scene for the explosion?
There's a part after the bathroom that he was running, and I was like, I wonder how fast he could run.
Oh, yeah, he was chasing the terrorists and then he commandeered the horse.
Yeah, right before the horse.
Yeah.
The horse.
Arnold runs, I notice.
He's really good at riding a horse, though.
Yeah.
I also, Also, how you think he has horses?
He can ride horses. He can fly Harrier jets.
He personally has horses?
I think he personally has horses. I bet he has like a stable.
Probably. It just seems like something he would do.
Yeah, I feel like I can believe that. He rides horses.
He rides horses.
He seems like he would, wouldn't he?
But
smoking a cigar and
Tom Cruise,
riding a horse.
I don't think he can ride horses.
Well, no,
I think
he's scared of horses.
I was going to say, I think he's afraid of horses. He's like, they're smart.
And they're suppressive people.
Yeah.
Horses, because they haven't accepted Xenu.
No, yeah, they know about him. They just don't.
They don't like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
So, any other action scenes? I mean, those are the two that are sticking out to me.
Well, I mean, the bridge sequence is pretty cool. I mean, those jets blowing up the bridge and the trucks.
That truck launching in the air, that's pretty impressive.
I noticed there was the capture escape part at the end. This is another thing. Maybe I'm noticing nitpicky things. But Jamie Lee Curtis takes off her high heels.
Oh yeah, and throws them away.
And I'm like, oh, in 1994 they knew to take off their high heels when people were running.
But not in Jurassic
World.
Yeah. Apparently she did that stunt for when they grab her and she's hanging there off the helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Apparently
she did it?
Apparently she did it on her birthday.
Oh, I did.
Oh, interesting.
At the end, then Arnold has an awesome gun moment where he steps on the gun and flips it into his hands.
Oh yeah, that's in that other shootout. Yeah, that is pretty cool. And also when that one terrorist grabs her and is like, "Drop your gun," and he drops the machine gun with one hand and he spins around and shoots him with the handgun. I don't think you could get a bead on someone that fast. His wife is in front of him.
Yeah.
Next time.
I was just thinking about how I just took a sip of tea and you can probably hear it on the mic. Oh. So sorry about that.
Damn tea.
If it wasn't so hot, I wouldn't have to sip it.
So what other action? I mean, it's pretty much, there's the beginning action where he's at that party.
Yeah, that chalet thing.
Where he tells those dogs to stay.
Oh yeah, and he headbutts them together.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Then there's the bathroom. There's when he kidnaps his wife, which is not really much action.
Yeah, I mean it's it's not real action because it's not but there's
manufactured action.
There's stuff going on there. It's not a boring thing.
Which is awesome when they're following them, when she gets in the car with him and they're following him and her head's in his lap.
Oh yeah.
When the pilot's like, "Oh, it's in his lap, all right. Yahoo!" Yeah, that was James Cameron saying that, which is funny. But so there's that.
Maybe she's sleepy.
So there's that scene. There's the island scene. There's the end jet scene, the Harrier jet scene.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I don't think there's really anything else.
No, there's not much else because then we got the big part devoted to, her, the affair thing.
Oh, and the bridge
and all
scene.
That stuff. Yeah, and the bridge, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of the island, and yeah.
And then we get if you don't have the Harrier scene, you don't get Eliza Dushku jumping out onto the front of the plane. I don't know. They're
I'd pick a different hill to die on than the Harrier jet scene.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is a silly scene, but at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of fun just because it's so ridiculous. I guess there's almost a similar scene in. Is it Live Free or Die Hard when he's jumps onto a Harrier jet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is.
At one point.
I think the jet goes underneath overpass or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's the best Die Hard movie.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's
the Harrier jet scene.
The Harrier jet scene.
Better than 2.
We'll have to watch 4 again.
We'll get there.
So I guess for me, right at the end, which can kind of get us into quotes and tropes. I don't know. Do you have more to add to that? Okay. So kind of getting that end scene, it's all of a sudden at the end, he needs to throw in all of these tropes at the end, which I found the plane is flying around and then there's a janitor cleaning that doesn't notice anything, right? Then there's the bad guy loses his gun on the plane and then he slides back and he right in the crotch, the
crotch thing is
it's just pointless
so
stuff.
It's just you got crotched.
Yeah,
it's almost
slapstick.
It's almost like they put a bunch of extra lame stuff in the middle that didn't need to be there, so they had to cram everything at the end.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. There was a bunch of things
like that. It seems like something from a Naked Gun movie when he gets crotched on the...
But it was one thing after another right at the end.
Yeah.
It's oh man, I need to throw all these things in there. I don't know.
Did you have any other things or?
Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes here. Oh, the other trope I had was the guy peeing his pants because he's so scared.
Oh, Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
Carlos.
Yeah. Is there any tropes that you saw in there? Or?
Oh, the same ones you did. There's a lot of just cliche stuff you see.
A lot of it is like trying to be like make fun of spy movie stuff, I guess. But
yeah, it was fun. I'll talk about the quotes more.
Okay.
The quotes are all over the place in this movie. There's some weird shit.
Yeah, there's definitely some weird shit.
Who fucking walks around when describing a beautiful woman and says an ass like a 10-year-old boy? Like, is that coming out of James Cameron's personal experience?
Bill Paxton's character.
Yeah, is that supposed to be like did he actually say that, or is he just dreaming that he said that?
No, he said that.
Or I guess he's just dreaming that he punched him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He dreams that he kills him.
Or he kills him.
That's even weirder to dream.
What, that he killed him?
No, it would be even weirder if Arnold had dreamt that he said that.
Oh yeah.
Because that's how he wants his wife described.
Yeah.
It's a weird line, but I think I've actually heard that before somewhere, and like I've heard either somebody else say it or in another movie.
On the job site.
Yeah, probably some slime like that.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church, maybe you heard it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's a pretty gross line.
Yeah. And it's just like, just a little.
Yeah, well.
A little like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, speaking of that line, that's my favorite quote of the movie.
That exact line?
Well, that whole bit?
That whole bit right there.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Let's hear it.
Hey, you mind keeping it under 90? I'm still trying to pay for this dental work.
So, who are you working on right now?
Oh, I always got a couple on the hook, you know. There's this one right now. I got her panned like a dog. It's great.
What does she do?
Some sort of legal secretary or something. You know, uptight and conservative. Oh, but she could be so hot if she wanted to be.
And with you, she gets to be real hot, huh?
Red hot.
Yeah.
Her thighs steam. It's like a dying plant, just needs a little water. Married to some boring jerk.
Married to some boring jerk.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't appreciate her. She's like all these babes. You get their pilot lit, they can start a leaf blower. Oh, God, she's got the most incredible body and a pair of titties make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk. Ass like a 10-year-old boy.
That's your favorite line in the entire movie.
It's pretty funny, just because he's
hilarious.
such a slime ball.
Yeah,
like
it fits the character.
Plays it so
he
good.
does. He's great.
He might be the best part of this. All the side roles are like Jamie Lee Curtis is great. Tom Arnold is great.
Tom Arnold's really good.
Bill Paxton is great.
Yeah.
And actually, I gotta say, this is probably as charming as Arnold Schwarzenegger ever got in a movie. Like, he pulls off a lot.
Jingle
of his,
All the Way.
He pulls off a lot of his stuff in this. Like when Bill Paxton's telling him that stuff, and he's like, "Those idiots," like the husbands or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff like he just or when he when they're on the bridge after, and she's like, "Okay, go to work," and he's like, "Bye," and like runs. I don't know, just goofy
No, I
stuff.
think he's really great in that. Like, everybody's really good in it.
Yeah.
Like, I think all the acting, all the choices, everything is good.
Yeah.
But Bill Paxton is Bill Paxton's my favorite. Tom Arnold's got all the best lines, and actually, when they're together, they have my favorite line.
You sure you weren't followed?
No, I mean, I kept looking behind me like you taught me, but I didn't see anyone.
Okay, it's just things are a bit hot right now. If I get a signal, I may have to leave suddenly.
I understand.
Look, it's my job to take risks, but not yours. I feel bad about bringing you into all this, but you're the only one I can trust.
Were you out on a mission?
We say covert operation, and this one will. Got a little rough.
Worse than Cairo?
Cairo was a day at the beach next to this.
The guy's a spook.
But for whom?
He could be working hard to get to you.
Did you read the papers yesterday?
Yes.
Sometimes a story's a mask for a covert operation. See 2 men killed in a restroom and 2 unidentified men in a running shootout ending at the Marriott.
That was you.
You see, you're very good. You recognize my style. You're a natural at this.
The guy's a fake, man. He's taking credit for our moves.
What happened?
Hardly worth talking about. Two of them won't bother me again.
Unbelievable.
You chased one.
Something came over me. I just had to nail this guy, no matter what the risk. Pretty hairy. I thought he had me a couple of times, but I really can't take credit.
Well, why not?
It's the training. It shapes you into a lethal instrument. You react in a microsecond without thinking.
I'm starting to like this guy. Oh, we still got to kill him. I mean, that's a given.
So when they're surveilling Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Paxton and I don't know, Bill Paxton telling the story and the reaction of Arnold and Tom, well, the Arnolds,
Yeah,
their reaction and like the way it's all written, I think it's really great.
Yeah,
and then some really great Bill Paxton lines, and then the great like ending with Tom Arnold saying he was starting to like him, but they're really. And then
we still got to kill him.
When he looks at Arnold and he says, we still got to kill him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Tom Arnold's got, yeah, like you said, most of the really funny stuff. I mean, him and Paxton, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did think that she's probably still in money to pay for an abortion line. I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty
a lot
funny.
of it is his delivery, though.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's, yeah.
He's got the deal. And my favorite line is also a Tom Arnold line, but closer to the beginning of the movie.
All right, Harry, don't be stopping to smell the roses now. You hear me? You gotta get out of there.
Yes! Files are unlocked! Fast Faisal strikes again. I'm in. I'm down, baby. I got my hand up her dress, and I am going for the
Just
goal.
copy the goddamn files, okay?
And it, like you said, it is more about the delivery. Like he just, I don't know, his timing and stuff is really
His
good.
timing's really good.
Yeah, he's just got such good timing.
That's why he won Best Supporting Actor at this past Sunday's Golden Globes. Okay. No, he did not.
He did not.
He is.
I can't even think of what the last thing I would have saw him in, but he kind of did a few other movies where he had this similar role in them, where he's like the funny guy in an action movie. Like he was in like it was a Jet Li movie. He was in Cradle to the Grave, I think, with DMX.
Yeah.
X gonna give it to you. And
he said that this was his favorite movie that he's ever done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It's the best movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
What? It wasn't Big Bully with him and Rick Moranis?
McHale's Navy with Kelsey Grammer.
Some classics. Was he in Exit Wounds with Seagal, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
I feel like that's true. But.
Oh, he was on the Trailer Park Boys there for a little while as Tom Arnold.
I was, for some reason, maybe it's not funny.
Yeah,
now.
he was in Exit Wounds.
Oh, yeah. I always thought the title of his his biography that he put out was really funny. I can't. It's probably not funny to me. It's probably not funny, but I remember thinking it was hilarious. It was something like how I lost 10 pounds in 12 years or something like that.
You finished watching Sons of Anarchy, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
He was in that.
I didn't.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, well. Well, yeah. Rest in peace, Tom Arnold's career. Apparently he's got 7 things coming out this year.
Oh, so he's doing fine.
I don't think we're going to see any of them.
Oh, he's got the Seagal thing going.
Hollywood Hustle, LA Player, Pony with a Broken Wing.
You don't know. Pony with a Broken Wing could win the Palme d'Or at Cannes next year.
Yeah, it could. There's not even a synopsis of what the film is about. It's a family film.
Those always win big time at Cannes. Remember when Babe, Pig in the City took it all
Wasn't
home?
that the first cartoon movie? No, it was one of the first No, that was Lion King, I guess. But Babe was up for like Best Picture, wasn't it?
I think the first Babe was, yeah.
I remember people were like, yeah, Babe.
Fucking Babe. And do you know who... I just made the Babe, Pig in the City joke. Do you know who directed that?
Yeah, Miller.
Yeah, the Mad Max director.
Wow.
It's all connected. You see, guys?
Yeah.
The universe.
And Happy Feet.
It is.
Oh, and Happy Feet, yeah.
He directed Happy Feet?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You watch it again, you can tell.
Yeah.
There's a real edge to the main penguin.
Yeah, definitely. So,
voiced by Tom Hardy, just grunts through the whole thing.
So, overall reaction.
Oh, let's do our ratings?
Yeah.
I'll plug my ratings into the...
Okay.
My overall reaction is a 7. I think it's mostly entertaining.
Well, let's go through...
You said reaction. You didn't say fucking
Hey,
plot.
okay, I'm just telling you right now, okay? Let's go through our ratings.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with plot. Dustin?
7.
7.
I think it's a good plot.
Look at this.
I gave it a 7 for plot as well.
I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
See all that difference. All the differences we had. The void wasn't that big. Only 1 point.
Okay. Pacing.
Seems so weary, James.
5.
5.
7.
7. What? How could you give it a 7?
Because, like I said, when we were talking about it, I never really got bored at any point. I think the way that he jumps back and forth between action and comedy beats, I don't know. I never get bored.
Well,
it's not like I gave it an 8 or a 9 or a 10 and said it's so fucking amazing. Oh, shit.
I gave it a 5 for pacing.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
Yeah. What about action? Action/kills.
7.
7.
I gave it an 8.
Nice.
That hangar scene at the end is just the best. Quotes and tropes.
As you can tell, I gave it 7, 7, 7, 7.
7, 7, 7. I gave it a 6.
I actually gave it an 8.
Oh.
It has a lot of tropes in it. And whether or not some of the lines are weird, and they're definitely quotes that I remember. Now, my one problem is, and maybe I gave it a little bit too high, is that I wish there was more quotes that were... I'm changing it to 7. Because I wish there was more quotes that were a part of the actual action, instead of like just Tom Arnold saying something. Like, that's why Commando has got some great lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Arnold quotes.
You really only get the one at the end where he's like, "You're fired." Does he even say "I'll be back" in this movie? I thought he said it in every fucking movie. He says "trust me" at one point, which is his other...
I don't think he said "I'll be back." Wow. I don't think so.
I think he always thought he said it in like every fucking thing.
James Cameron, man. You stick to his script.
Yeah.
I guess. But actually, Schwarzenegger brought Cameron this script. And then Cameron like reworked it heavily, but...
Yeah, I guess Arnold, like...
He found
this character spoke to him or something?
Also, have you guys watched Future Man?
Yeah. Not all of it, but most of it.
Future Man? No.
James Cameron plays a interesting role in the show.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I've seen that yet.
You even got there?
I guess not. I think I have 3 or 4 left to watch.
They go to his house.
Oh, yeah.
So, your overall reaction?
6.
7.
I gave it an 8.
Nice.
I thought overall it was great. Treated women great. And
let's just when you listen
one of the highest factors for me was
the treatment of women. That really got to me. And
okay, well, like, I don't want to make light of that. I just
apparently
I know.
Well, James does. I'm just laughing at what he says.
I'm a piece of shit, so it's okay. Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it.
So overall, then it gets a 6.7.
Huh?
So
that's fair.
Where does that go?
Where does that line?
This is gonna be pretty up there. What's Lethal Weapon got?
It's tied with Commando.
Oh yeah,
it's tied with Commando.
Wow, that's a tough choice we're gonna have to make now.
Why? It's not that tough. Commando wins.
Yeah, you're right. Commando wins.
Sure.
All right. So
can't fuck with Commando.
I have no idea where that ends up. Oh, it's 8th, I guess.
I have to take a look.
Is that right?
8th.
Okay, so it's 8th. So yeah, cool.
Cool. What are we watching next?
Right, that's me.
That's you.
So I thought a long, hard, less than a minute on this.
I like it.
Now I gotta look it up.
Double Dragon?
No.
Double Dragon with Scott Wolf. And I don't know who the other... Oh, was it Mark Dacascos? Maybe. You know Mark Dacascos from Iron Chef?
Is it him?
I don't know. I think maybe he's in a bunch of kung fu movies from like the 90s and stuff.
I'm gonna go with the Skull film.
A what?
Seagal.
Oh, so you said a skull film.
I also thought you said a skull film.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Skull film.
The Skulls?
So you're gonna go with He-Man?
Oh, I thought like the Skulls with Joshua Jackson and...
I'm gonna go with Out for Justice.
Nice.
Yes.
I think we got our new number 7.
Number 1?
Yeah, new number 1 you mean. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thanks so much for listening. Please check our list out. We've got it up on our website, actionpodcast.com. You can also check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, though, please download us, subscribe, and please tell your friends. If you enjoy this, it means a lot if you tell people about it. It means a lot if you rate, review us. It's how we get more people to see us. So please do that. We hope you guys like this one, and please come back for the next.